So I know a lot of you were wanting to hear the full story behind how I got a contract for my second book from Zondervan. And I know I mentioned briefly on my blog just that I had gotten an offer for my second book and that they were sending the contract and that it was hopefully going to come out in March 2013. But I thought I'd give you the story behind the night that I found out that I got the contract. It's actually kind of funny. My parents had some friends over for doing a Bible study, and the friends had never heard that I wrote a book. I've said before that I don't talk much about it in everyday life, and that's kind of true considering that there are people that have been coming to our house for Bible study for months and still don't know that I've written a book. So my dad actually looked it up as a prayer request that night because it's coming out soon, the first one that is interrupted, and he mentioned well, Rachel's book is coming out soon, so why don't we pray for that? And they said, what, she wrote a book? I had no idea. And so he had to explain all the details, and so they prayed for it. And close to the end of Bible study, there was a phone call, and we didn't get it, obviously, because they were about to pray and stuff like that. So we checked the phone just to see who it was afterwards when everyone was having some desserts and stuff like that, and I saw that it was my agent, Bill. And so I asked my dad, I said, look, can I just call him back and see what it was? And he said, sure, just give him a call and just, get some of the few details. Maybe he wanted to call and talk about some revisions or something like that. So I went into our schoolroom, which is right next to the kitchen, and I called him back, and he said, guess what, Rachel? I just got an email from your editor at Zondervan, and they're making you an offer on the second book. And I didn't even know that they were considering it. I think that he mentioned to me that he sent it to them, but I didn't know, if they'd been asking about it or anything like that, so it came as a total shock to me. And he said, she sent me all the details, to the contract, and she said that they're hoping to have it out a year from now, March 2013. And I was totally floored, very excited. I think I might have squealed, and my mom popped her head in the door to see what it was, and I was like, oh, go away, I'll tell you in just a minute. And so after, getting some of the details from him about the contract and a few things, I hung up the phone. I went back into the kitchen, and I don't even remember if I said anything or if I just screamed, but within a few minutes I said, I have a contract with Zondervan for my second book. And it was really funny. Everyone was like cheering and laughing and congratulating me, and everyone was so happy. And the couple that didn't know that I'd written a book, they were like, oh, this is just too much for us to take. And Dad said, yeah, you find out about the first book, and then you're here, and we discover that she has a contract for the second book all in one night. So I think they were pretty surprised. They definitely weren't expecting that when they went to Bible study that night. And I did get to eat some donuts to celebrate, which was what they were having for dessert that night. So we called it Celebration Donuts. And, just found out some of the details in the next few days. And before I knew it, I had a contract for the second book. And it's supposed to come out in a year. I haven't picked the title for it yet. I wish I could share it with you, but I'm really bad at deciding on titles. So I'm sort of hoping that people at Zondervan will find a good one for the book. And then as soon as I can, I'll share with you more details about what it's from. It's not a sequel. For those of you who are asking, it's not a sequel to Interrupted. I wish I could write a sequel, but I just can't stay with the same characters for that long. So it is a different book. This one's set in the late 1960s. So March of 2013, you'll get a chance to read it for yourself. So I just thought I'd share with you, that funny story. It did involve donuts, and so any story that involves donuts is definitely worth sharing in my mind. So I hope that you enjoyed it. And hope that you're as excited as I am to read Rachel Coker novel number 2.